Armenia, supported by the United States, the Russian Federation, Iran, France, and India for some reason. Whereas Azerbaijan, supported by Israel, Turkey, and the European Union, except for France. Not a joke, by the way.
So, I thought it'd be kind of interesting to explain why, broadly speaking, the split in the Armenian Azerbaijan conflict is as stark with foreign countries as it is. Because Armenia is being again supported by Russia, the U.S., Iran, and India. All of those make perfect sense to me for some reason, and yet I'm pretty sure some people might be wondering why. So uh let's get into this real quick, okay? So the reasons why Israel is supportive of Azerbaijan is because uh Azerbaijan is, so here's a couple things from just to just to get things clear real quick. So, two things to note about Armenia and Azerbaijan. First of all, Armenia is a liberal democracy functionally, and Azerbaijan is a brutal dictatorship. John Oliver on Last Week Tonight on their channel has a really, really, really excellent deep dive on Azerbaijan. As far so with that out of the way, let's actually look at these. Let's look at these uh, functionally as to why these different countries would be for or against either side of this conflict. To put it simply, for the simple reasons, the United States is generally is a country driven. It has with that has a lot of evangelical Christians in power and a lot of money and lobbying for those reasons. And because of that, Armenia being probably the oldest Christian nation and longstanding Christian nation in the world, of course, those interest groups are going to, compel our government to do that. Especially now, and that's also accentuated by the fact that America is the American foreign policy is less supportive of dictatorships now compared to what they were 40 years ago when we were cooing everything in South America. But yeah, basically, Russia is a borderline theocratic state too. The Russian Orthodox Church is huge there, and also you have the culture, you have the cultural difference of Armenia was once part of the USSR. And the Russian Orthodox Church is hugely powerful in Russia, so it kind of makes sense why they would be more on the side of Armenia in this case. The Islamic Republic of Iran, we'll get back to that, as well as getting to Israel, and because those are the two that are kind of the two outliers. I'll get to those last. India is run by a Hindu nationalist party. Think basically imagine if borderline clans members, but they're Hindu and they're in charge of the government, and that's basically Modi's government. And Hindis hate Muslims. In fact, Muslims are a deeply oppressed minority group within India itself, hence why India is siding with the Christian one, mainly because there isn't necessarily, outside of British occupation, there isn't really deep local cultural conflict between the Hindi and Muslim populations, between Christian populations, I mean to say, in India. So India is very much on a fuck Islam stint right now. So hence why they would support Armenia in this case. Turkey are the inheritors of the Ottoman Empire. A large chunk of what used to be the heartland of the Ottoman Empire is now Turkey, and the problem is or at least maybe not the so it was Harlem Memorial, just that was what where the just where the world decided this is you're the inheritors of and they decided we're the inheritors of the Ottoman Empire, and the Ottoman Empire in World War I, um, basically did one of the worst fucking genocides ever to Armenia, period, and that was never acknowledged by anybody, and Armenia is saying, hey, can we get some vindication for our people being slaughtered, and Turkey uses every ounce of its diplomatic power to prevent anybody from acknowledging the Armenian genocide, because their government and their country is technically the inheritors of the Ottoman Empire. They don't want to take responsibility for it, because of course they don't, and so of course they're going to support Azerbaijan here, not just because of the Armenian genocide stuff, but also because Azerbaijan is a Muslim country, and Turkey is, as time is going on, becoming more and more conservatively Islamically radical. Uh, France is a deeply Islamophobic country. Their national government is very very much not on the side of world be we don't like Muslims because of just the fear mongering and stuff that has happened, and it's shown because of in that stoking those fires, how people like Le Pen were able to almost win the presidency in France. The European Union is generally agnostic to that kind of stuff. I would wager that Azerbaijan is probably some level of a trading partner. I don't know this off the top of my head, but um, broadly speaking, the European Union is, I think, more pro Islam, Muslims and Islam, because birth rates in European nations are through the goddamn floor, and because they're through the goddamn floor, to make up for the lack of workers in their individual countries, the European Union has a more friendly, is more open to bringing in foreign workers and stuff to work in these countries. Hence, hence why they would probably side with Azerbaijan here, because the last thing they want to do is don't want to piss off their potential workforce. So the reason why Israel is supporting Azerbaijan is the same reason why Iran is against. So it might seem counterintuitive that Israel supporting a Muslim country and Iran supporting a Christian country in a conflict seems weird. It actually makes sense, and it's actually Trump's fault, believe it or not. So back in 2017, when Trump relocated the U.S. embassy to Jerusalem and acknowledged Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, basically most of the Muslim powers in the world were pissed because thousand long religious schisms, bullshit, all that, just nonsense, grown up fantasy for silly people, right? And Azerbaijan actually uh, uh, backed up Trump's support of that and said, we also acknowledge Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. And Iran was not happy about that. And basically, any diplomatic, they'd already had issues back in 2012, but any diplomatic things had broken down. So that is, essentially it. Hold on. So also, I just want to say, I just did a little bit of Googling. The European Union thing, I was half right. It's also the EU has spent a fuck ton amount of money building up the Azerbaijan government and stuff. And so, they're basically just trying to protect their investment at this point, which is just whatever. So, yeah, that's basically in a nutshell why people who support Armenia are the way they are, and why people who are supporting Azerbaijan are the way they are. And I just thought this might be given everything that's going on, I figured that this might be a pretty good illuminating thing. And besides, I needed to put out a political video today, and I didn't have anything scheduled out. So there you are it. Have a good one, everybody. I'll catch y'all later.